Good morning, everybody. This is Laurel with the North Raleigh Seed Library, and today I have to show off Rose Greene's artwork. She did an amazing job, and I have to clue you into my latest shenanigan. Yes, there's always a shenanigan. So anyway, I'm going to flip this video around, and I want you to see what she did. It's pretty awesome. She's a master with colors. She's a quilter, and so she's taking color classes, and she really gets it. Now, don't look at the rest of my yard. I haven't blown it off. I actually did some hedge clipping a little earlier this morning before the heat gets too thick. And that's on my list of things to do tomorrow when it cools off. Yes, I'm wearing a winter shirt. And I know on Brie Arthur's channel, she talks a lot about her deer. Well, mine is mosquitoes. So I'm doing my best to stay away from them and them away from me. But as soon as this video is over, I'm inside. All right, you guys, stay tuned. Here we go. And I'm excited about my projects, but I want to hear about yours. So please send me any shenanigans that you've created or are in the process of creating or are thinking about creating, because I need to find you. I need to know the other people out there who have these wild ideas that just have to be tried. Okay, hang on. Okay, so here's what we've got going on over here. Rose grew these guys from seed. These are the small zinnias. I forget the name, but they're the short ones. And then she's got these little tiny, what is it, petunias? But they're tiny, tiny. You guys know the names better than I do. And then look at this. I love Diamond Frost. Diamond Frost is my favorite. Gotta be honest, I don't like the other euphorbia. I embarrassed myself at Margaret's house talking about how I didn't like euphorbia while we were standing in front of her mother's euphorbia. Again, I'm sorry, Margaret. So we have some, oh, I should know what that name is. I know it yesterday. Have you realized that as you get older, you can recall everything that happened 10 years ago, but what happened yesterday? Nope, takes a little while. My friend Lisa Bolin Admire in this group, she is so smart. What she does is she and her fella, whenever they can't remember something, she makes them stop and think about it a little bit instead of Googling it to kind of do some mind exercises. I need to do that too, except by the time I get seated where I can really think, I've forgotten what it is that I'm trying to think about. So there you go. So on the bottom here, I went with Maggie, and we found some of these petite roses, and they're the bright red. And so they're planted here. They're not going to get very big. Now, I want to give you an interesting fact about being a yanker. People tease me about it all the time because whenever there's a plant that needs to be rehomed, I don't do anything like with a shovel. I just yank it out of the ground and hand it to the person. I don't have to buy dirt. We both have instant gratification. All's right with the world. But something interesting is happening. See this rose? I have all these roses kind of interspersed between all of these new roses, the petite knockout red rose. And guess what? All of these came back from roots that were left in the ground. So when you yank a plant, not all the time, but you do leave some roots in there, and that means your friend gets one, you get one, you can pass it around again. Check this out. This is the Fairy Trail Hydrangea, and I went ahead and I cut off some roots or leaves, sticks, stems, pick a word, and I stuck them in here all the way down. So my plan is this time next year to have the Fairy Trail hydrangeas hanging over the brick wall, the red roses, this color is kind of cool. It changes. It'll have an orange, it'll have a pink, it'll have a reddish. It's just really a neat rose. All those will be filled in by next year. And then see this, Rose calls this one orphanage flower, but it actually has a different name, but it grows like crazy, and once you put it in, it just multiplies and multiplies. Well, Maggie gave me a whole bunch of these, so hopefully I'll have little white flowers in between all of the roses. Now check this latest edition out. This happened this week. Mike had put in this board to keep all the water from running out of my box and behind the house, because see that little hole? Well, let me show you. We have this clematis vine, and we have a rose bush crawling up here, and we also have baby birds. They're in this nest, they're in that nest, they've got nests all through here. Well, I'm going to put the video on. We had a snake come by and visit. It was a black snake. No animals were hurt in the video. But the snake is faster than us. First, he came up on the window box over here that Rose did. Let me show you that first. It's so pretty. You've got your diamond frost euphorbia. We repeated the flowers that we had over on the other side. Caucasus. I can't remember what the yellow one is. You'll have to help me. And oh, and see those little oh, and the zinnias, the short zinnias are in there. And then we've got on the ends, we've got some more of the petunias. And then see the little pink flower? Well, that is this. Isn't it cute? It's a trailing variety, and it's going to be so pretty in a couple of months hanging over the window box. And yes, I got fertilizer, Rose, so we are all set to go. So anyway, see this windowsill over here? Check it out. Oh, that's my snake catcher. Right here, we had the snake climb up on the window and look at me. I was sitting on the couch up against the window there, and I look over and I'll put the video up because I was so scared. So then the snake took off when Mike went after it to catch it, because Rose has already said when we catch it to put it in here, put it in here and bring it to her house, because she wants it for her garden. Oh my word, it's all hers. Trust me, I do not want that thing. So anyway, that snake then the next day comes back because we couldn't catch it, and it slithered right between the crack of this board. I mean, that crack was no bigger than that little edge on the bottom there. I was shocked. So we pulled it off, and we're trying to get the snake out. Snake won again. So me and Mike, 0. Snake 2. So anyway, that's the plan. But again, isn't this the most lovely window box? And then check this out. I got this at an antique store a long time ago. These are old lunch pails that they used in factories. And so she loaded this up, and then under my butterfly box, she loaded that up. It looks so pretty. Oh, I've been looking for those. Do you guys do that? Do you lose your tools? I'm so bad about it. So, oh, and if you're wondering about the hedge, remember I told you when we did the butterfly bushes that you have to keep them trimmed up a couple of times in the summer? Well, it was that time again. So here they are doing their little thing that butterfly bushes do, and this is a weeping buddleia. So I just clipped off the top. Same thing over here, just clipped off the top. I keep the bottom clean, and then that way I have space for other things to grow. And if you remember, I have another one right down there on the end, and it's time for a haircut on that one, but that'll have to be tomorrow too. It's too hot out here. Hang on, let me come around, I'll show you. See how fast these guys grow? And they throw off babies like crazy to share with friends. So when I come back, I'll leave the bottom, but I'll just clip the top off. And then it'll be like the others. All right, so now let's take a little walk. This is the Shenanigan that I did. I saw a headboard on Marketplace. And see how I've got an iron fence here? Remember, I got it from the scrapyard. I had the door from a estate sale about 1,000,000 years ago. Well, you go into the rose garden and headboard. So what the deal is, this headboard behind the table is holding up all these roses and wisteria. The wisteria is going to drip over the top. See, it's already getting some little flowers on there. And I just got it the other day. Oh, I'm excited. So it'll hang over the rose wall. And then check this out. I found out, because I made a huge mistake on this, what I thought was a great idea, where I had folded, okay, first of all, let me back up and tell you. See this right here? That right there is a willow fence, and they're beautiful, but they don't last for very long. And willows isn't cheap. In my area, it's really not cheap. So I have to buy it, and anyhow, it's just, for me, wasn't sustainable. Now, if I had a willow tree, maybe, but or bushes, but just to keep purchasing it is too much. So I had this line of boxwoods. Now the boxwoods, which I need to trim up now that I'm looking at them, yeah, I need to trim them up badly, had all of these roses that I didn't cut because I wanted to have a rose wall folded over the top, and you can see that in the earlier videos. So it looked like one big rose hedge, and it was gorgeous. But when I peeled it back to put it on here, look at how sick the back of it is. It's got yellow leaves, it's got no leaves, it's stressed out, it's not happy. So actually, by putting the bed rail in, or the headboard in, I was able to lift this up, so now it's got a better chance, because all of this would have eventually caused problems on the top of my rose hedge. So I'm glad we caught it. Then, because I want instant gratification, I got a, oh snap, what's the name of it? I just said it, wisteria. And it's the Amethyst Falls. It doesn't spread as fast as the Chinese wisteria, and I have the roots contained because I've hidden a big honking planter here, and I filled it up with tons of dirt. It has tons of room to grow in there because it was a smaller pot. I put it in here, and now I'm going to let the boxwoods grow all the way around it, so you're not even going to see it. But what I was able to do was, instead of planting that low and have to wait a year, because a year is like a million years, I lifted it almost up to the top, and I let the dirt take up the space, and then I was able to get a jump start on it hanging over the canopy here. So then, because you know, once you start messing around in your yard, you find a million other things that have to be done. That's just how it works. So, do you see my two artificial plants? Yes, these are my artificials, and I do not care. So, that is this guy right here, and this guy right here. Well, they just are not in proportion to what I'm trying to do here. So, walking back, wouldn't it look great to have two big, tall, I don't know, sky pencils? I hadn't come up with it. I really want something sort of a limey green to go up on either side of the headboard. And then that way it frames it in. And then I'll move these two little artificials closer to the front. I've already promised these little guys. I bought them, I just loved them, but the hose catches them and I step on them and they're never gonna get bigger than that. But if I move those up here, it makes it a little bit more of a gateway entrance. I don't know, pick a word. So that was a shenanigan for this week. Now, getting that from the truck to in here by myself without, oh, thank goodness, Mike opened the door and let the dog out. I thought he busted me. I think I said in the other video, he hasn't mentioned this, and neither have I. And so we're both waiting for the other to crack. Either he's going to say something or I'm going to fess up. But I think we're both waiting for the holiday to be over. So anyway, we're just going to see kind of how that plays out. But anyway, so that's what I did. And hoping, let's see, as we walk around, all of the roses are doing good. I'm keeping them trimmed up nicely. The hydrangeas are starting to finish up, but I like to leave the old blooms on there. So that's kind of cool. And the, what are those things called? Phlox is doing well. And also, I got some, oh, what is the name of that one? You'll have to help me. Some seeds and some plants from Eileen and Maggie, and they are my favorite. Some people won't like them, but I absolutely do. And I can't think of the name of it. Cleome, that's it. I think Cleome makes such a big statement. It's like, I'm here, world, don't forget me. So see how pretty the Cleome is? Well, I have Cleome planted all inside of the rose garden. So it's going to pop up next year and give a show, excuse me for my hoarse voice. So then all of the camellias that I moved, they're doing pretty good. You know, we're in the middle of a drought, so they're having to work hard for it this year. But if I can get the camellias up pretty high, like as high as this butterfly bush, then I'm hopeful that when you walk into my little gate, you won't be able to see inside, and then you'll have a secret garden. Come on, Mavis. And then I'll do another video, kind of what's going on over here, because guess what? I have another plan. Yeah, you're surprised, right? So anyway, I hope everybody has a great 4th of July. Thanks for doing this little tour, and please let me know about your shenanigans. I really am curious. I mean, there's got to be more of me in the world. So I'm looking forward to seeing you. Hope everybody has a great week. Take care, and look for bed frames. Bye.